Good evening, everybody. Good
Hello.
evening.
Hey.
Why is not?
Hope everyone had a great day today. Hope the week is going well for everyone. We are live. Just gonna see if we can get a few people to pop on live with us before I go into the topic. You may notice when you join us live that we are missing a few of our session 35 members today. So Crystal ditched us
She's on vacation.
and went on vacation. But we do have Charlene joining us this evening. She is going to stand in for Crystal on this evening. So welcome, Charlene.
Thank you. Hey guys.
And then Jen, who lives a distance, got stuck in some horrible traffic. So she is going to be unable to join us this evening as well. So we just gonna muster on along tonight though. And we are going to be talking about parenting this evening. So that we're gonna be talking about that phrase that our parents used to use back in the day. I'm not your little friend.
Why? I'm just confused why I can't share. Why is it not showing live?
We should be live. We're live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's not live on the page.
I'll let you you troubleshoot the page.
I don't think it's.
You don't think it's live?
No.
It say live.
Okay.
Why we don't think you got the green checks?
Because it usually pops up on here.
Testing. 1 2
Okay.
1 2.
Well, go ahead.
So the reason why we wanted to talk about parenting this evening is because, as you may know, Kira, we got a lot of people asking us why we didn't talk about the young lady at the Future concert. So many people asked. I know they asked me, since we have this platform, why we didn't, talk about that or bring it up. And I did not watch it. I don't watch things like that, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to paraphrase just based on what I know of the situation. So it was a little girl, I think she was about 11 years old. She attended the Future concert. And she got into a altercation at the Future concert. So again, because it was a minor child, I don't want to get into the situation itself. I was more so taken back by the adult behavior behind the situation.
Yeah.
So one, why she was there, and then two, why we were like reposting and like really having discussions behind that.
Yeah.
So this evening I just want to discuss a couple things that I've been noticing on social media that kind of took me back to when our parents used to say, I'm not your little friend.
Okay.
So with that one particular situation, my question was, why did we think that it was appropriate for her to even be at the Future concert? So age appropriate activities. And then the second part of that was and again, this is just what I heard about the young lady. I have not seen any of these videos, but I also heard that there are videos where she just uses a lot of colorful language.
Oh.
So like she be cussing.
So is there a age limit for concerts for kids?
I think that it should
It's
be.
not.
It's not an age limit. I mean, if you're there with your parent, they can't go by themselves, I'm sure. But if you're at the concert with your parent and your parent has brought you, then I mean, who is it to say you can't be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then the second part of that was the language. So that kind of took me back to a couple months ago. You guys, I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like a TikTok challenge where parents would let their kids get their phone and then cuss. So again, here we
in the
go.
bathroom.
Yeah, they
were.
would.
Okay, I did see that.
So
okay.
here I am. I'm like, so in that atmosphere, you let your kid go cuss, dropping all kind of just language bombs. So we think that's cute. We laughing it, we reposting and posting it. So then when your kid goes out into the public at school or around other adults and start dropping that language, is it still cute?
Right.
Like,
Right.
is that appropriate?
Right.
And then at what
Um,
point as parents do we start parenting and stop thinking things are cute?
it's a new, I can say, parenting. I understand everybody got a different way of parenting. I do believe it's a new age of parenting. I do, from the old way. I can't say that the way that we were brought up is the same way that I parent, because I'm a little soft on my kids.
So I don't think that you can't be soft. You can still parent and be soft.
I believe
My
that.
issue is the level of cute per
Cute.
se.
Yeah,
That
I would have never did a TikTok challenge of my kid cussing. That,
Yeah.
they
So that's
already.
my thing.
How do
So
y'all
you
even know these curse words? Like,
that so that's the conversation
Okay.
that I would have been having with my child. Not
Yeah.
let me repost
like, where you
this,
getting this from?
not let me
Yeah.
kiki this up because this cute, but why you even know this level of profanity to the point where you just spilling it off?
And then
like,
how do you know how to sentence that? Like, how do you know that even go with this? How do you know how to put that together?
so then I'm concerned with the parents. Like, did you have a conversation, a parenting conversation behind the language that this child was dropping?
I doubt it. I doubt they're just putting their kids and doing it just because it's trending. So I think that's what it is. But for me, I don't cuss around with my kids.
Good for you.
I try. Like,
Okay.
we say little things, but not like explicit.
Right.
Like MF and all that. We ain't doing all that. But I just try to contain my composure. I think I'm soft like you too. Like, I don't beat my kids for everything that I used to get beat for. So
Right.
trying a different method of parenting, but at the same time, I'm not bringing my kids to no concert. I don't even play rap songs around my kids, and if I do, it's gonna be the non-explicit version of it. But I don't even like doing it because when you hear some of those songs and you listen to the message, it's like, even
It opens
R&B
the door.
music, you
It
know what I
opens the
mean?
door.
So it's like, dang, what are we really listening to here? So
And then if you listening to it, are you having a conversation? Because I need to get better, but I do got a little potty mouth. I be cussing at the kids, because especially when they got on my nerves, I cuss as the kids.
I don't cuss like
But
that. Everyone, like, that's just,
I cuss.
you really cuss like that?
I cuss, but
You ain't sitting there calling your babies out their names.
no,
though. I
no,
done saw
not
some
that.
parents
It's
call,
like,
yeah.
get your ass in there, do them dishes.
Now, see,
I
that's
told
a
you.
little different because you already go in there and do the dishes. Hey,
Right.
go
So
in there and do the
normally, if
dishes.
I'm
After
cussing,
the
it's
third
because
time,
in my house, I think cussing takes takes the place of me like whooping.
Yep.
Like, you gotta
Definitely.
really,
Yep.
really get me
Yep.
there
Okay.
for me to
Yep.
get to whooping.
Yep.
But I will cuss. But I'm not about to allow you
to do that.
to do it and
Yes.
think it's cute, whether
Yeah.
it's trending or not.
Yeah.
So I think as parents, especially with social media, we struggling with that a little bit. And so the second one that I saw that's trending now is with the middle school to high school little girls going back to school. So it was actually an influencer on TikTok, and they did a video because they're an educator. And they was like, oh my God, these little girls coming to school with 30-inch weaves with the bust down middle part, full makeup.
I see that picture. I seen that picture.
And so I'm like, and then they was like, and so at what point, what you gonna look like when you in college, 20, if you doing all
21.
this now?
So that is just crazy. I got a 17-year-old. She's starting senior. She's a senior this year. And
Congratulations.
She has never, ever worn weave that was longer than like 12 inches. She don't even wear weave like track weave. Braids, that's
right, but she ain't doing like a sew-in.
She's never had a sew-in. She's never had a quick weave. The most weave she's ever done was a ponytail, and that was once.
And see, and so
I'm just different because I look at what I went through as a kid. People look at you like you're grown when you do grown things. Like she got a job, so she get her nails done, and that's a little much, but you paying for it. I'm not paying for it, so that's something you want to do. They break off easily, so I'd be like,
right, you don't waste your money.
You don't waste your money. I'm like, so, but I don't let her get any weave. The most she ever do is like some long braids.
Has she asked for it?
She asked for a sew-in, and I'm like, what type of sew-in? Like, what are you looking for? Do you even know what you want? Because you just looking at what people are doing on social media, and that's what you want. I didn't start wearing wigs until like literally in my 30s, because I just was like, I don't. I would rather get a quick weave real quick. Mm-hmm. But then once I started, I'm like, I see why everybody do it, because it's so convenient. Like, braid my hair down, slap that wig on, and go.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's an appropriate way to do it. And what I heard you say was actually what I wanted to kind of tie it into. Because even with the weaves, they got the little crop tops on. They showing all the skin.
They just doing too much.
And so you're inviting the wrong kind of attention to you.
Yep.
And then, like I said, if you're doing all this now at 14, 15, 16, like what are you going to be doing when you get 2021?
Yeah.
And then with all of the sex trafficking that we hear about, and all of the pedophiles that we hear about, and then as parents, we taking pictures, we posting on social media, like again, we're thinking that this is cute because it's trending, not realizing what we're setting our daughters up for.
Yeah. I mean, and I understand it's a new generation. I understand that these babies want their face done, hair done, nails done. I don't have a problem with all that, but I don't know. Me personally, wearing makeup every day is a lot, and it's a lot.
It's a lot, and it also wears down your skin. Is what people don't know. It gives away at your skin. So if you wearing full face every day in middle school, high school, when your face is you're gonna look extremely.
I can see if it's for you know your like I said your baby's a senior. When my baby was a senior, homecoming, prom, stuff like that. But not every day schooling.
So how do you feel about you guys both have daughters?
I don't have daughters. Okay. I have
one daughter.
Okay, so how do you feel about how are they supposed to perfect their craft and their makeup if they're not trying it every day?
Well, she's not doing it herself. She's going to get it done.
So you saying it's okay for her to go out and get it done on those occasions?
Yeah, on occasion.
But what if she wants to get into doing it herself?
I'm definitely down for her to do it. I mean, there's nothing. I'm down for her making some money.
But no, I'm saying on herself.
Oh, on herself. Yeah. I mean, if she want to practice on herself, that's fine. Because sometimes
she's practicing.
You're practicing. Yeah, you're practicing.
And I think it would be okay for you to practice. You just, it's no need for you to go to school like that, because at that point, number one, you're supposed to be in school learning. And if you worried about if you done laid your foundation right, and if you got your lashes on, then we not learning.
Eyebrows got to be on.
And so again, as parents, and I want to preface this by saying we did it but we didn't leave our mama's house. Like, you might have went to school and beat your face in the bathroom, but you made sure, if you did, to wash it off before you went home. If you wanted to show a little skin, and roll your little top up.
Not clothing.
Then you did that. But before you got ready to go home for the day, you was putting yourself back together like you left your mama's house.
Yeah.
These kids don't care.
But it's
the parents.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
It's the parents.
So, but if that same little girl that you done let leave out the house looking like she 20, 21, and then she come home and she done told you that some grown man then hit on her, and again, no excuse for that grown man to do that. But if she looking like she 20, 21,
but it's just some creeps out here anyway. My daughter didn't have no makeup on, no nothing, just had on some cute little leggings and a jacket, and a grown man told her she don't look her age. No, you just looking for her to be another age.
And there are some like that, but again, I want us to keep in mind, even with that, age appropriate clothes and how you put things together.
Yeah.
So I think that we want to make sure that we are being mindful of that.
Okay.
What's his name? Okay. What's your name back there? Jason. We're only live on YouTube.
So, I lost my train of thought with that.
I knew we weren't though, because I kept trying to.
While we was working through those technical issues.
Yeah.
So again, just making sure that we're setting our children up for success and not being so worried about them trending or them being popular or us being their friends. Like having the conversations why you're saying you don't need all this makeup, or why we saying that may not be appropriate. And I'll just use I made somebody's mama mad. I believe I was out. Yeah, because I'm that parent. I was out with my son.
Okay.
We were at a family. It was like a family affair. And there was a young girl there that I felt was not age appropriately dressed. And
How old do you say she was? I'm sorry.
she was probably 15, 16 years old. And she had on a full one piece catsuit. So you could tell she ain't had no drawers on.
Yeah.
She had no bra on.
What
She
age?
about 15, 16. She ain't had no panties on. She ain't had no bra.
Wait a minute.
She didn't have no jacket over the bodysuit. It was just a full one piece. So I looked at my son and I said, them the type of ones can't come to my house.
Exactly.
And so I guess the mother overheard me saying that
Mhm.
and got an attitude. And so don't be mad at me. I'm coaching my son as not to put himself in a predicament that somebody can say rape, baby. Like, so I'm
Definitely.
talking to him on what to look like.
Yeah.
And maybe she's not fast, but the way she out here presenting herself, she looked like she fast.
Mhm.
And then she was wearing that on top of men that I know was 25 plus years
Looking
old,
at her.
just sitting on a porch amongst grown people.
So I have a question. You're selling that to your son because of the way she was dressed. That's almost kind of the same way of saying women are out here dressed that way, and when men approach them or they get raped, then what?
And that is the flip side of it.
Yeah.
So I educate him on both facets of it.
Okay.
Like, you have to be careful, but I also want the girls to present, because how you present yourself,
It's
because when I look
everything.
at you, I don't know that you educated.
Mhm.
I don't know that you not fast. I know that you out here looking a little thottish.
And that's the thing.
So-
Your first impression is a lasting impression.
So how do y'all think these teenagers are supposed to dress?
Age appropriate. Like, I think if I had a little girl in high school and so my first weave that I got, which again was some years ago back in the day, my mama had to beg my daddy to let me get the weave 1st and foremost. It was for a 10th grade homecoming, and I did get a full sew in.
Okay.
So, and with spiral curls, but it was not 30 inches, it was 12.
Yeah.
So again, I think there is a tasteful way to do everything, even with the makeup. I don't think that it's to the point where the kid or the 15, 16-year-old should not wear any makeup at all. I think that as a parent,
we weren't wearing makeup at that
we
age
weren't.
at all.
No.
We weren't. However,
Lip
we do
gloss.
have to be
Yeah.
mindful that we're in
the generation,
the
new generation. Right.
So again, but do it in an appropriate way where it looks tasteful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to go to school you don't got to put your foundation, your blush, your lashes, like you. And I heard a mama say that on TikTok. She was like, her daughter wanted to get up every day and put on a full face, and she said, "No, you are 15. If you want to do your eyebrows and put on a little bit of lip gloss,
that's fine.
then that's fine. If you're not going to a function, there's no reason for you to wake up in the morning and go to school with a full face of makeup on."
Yeah.
Tell me why you need to do that.
I don't even know how they got time.
They don't.
I don't understand how they got time.
They don't have time. They don't. I just think that it's social media more than anything.
It is.
It's
for the likes.
It's a big influence on what's going on in today, and parents can't keep up. Unfortunately, they can't keep up with everything their kids are doing unless they are actively at home. One parent is at work during the day, the other one is at home doing the night, but other than that.
So is it that they can't keep up, or they don't want to keep up because they too busy trying to keep up?
What is that, the parents?
Yeah, it's both.
And sometimes and sometimes it's, I don't think they can keep up sometimes. We got bills. We got jobs. We got lives. Our parents.
Those bills ain't these
but those,
bills.
Yeah, at all.
At
Those
all.
bills ain't these bills, baby. They were more home.
I think
they were more at home.
They were.
I think it's way different from back in the day.
Way different.
Way
different.
More you had more time. Yes, our kids. Yes, our kids are in so much more sports and everything. No, I think it's. You're not trying to give an excuse.
I think it's an excuse.
You really?
You think so?
And the reason why I think it's an excuse is because, again, I can only use myself.
Yeah.
I'm a single mother. I work a full-time job. I go to school. I got
so you never lied behind your parents' back.
I did all of that. And again, I'm not saying that that kids are not going to do it. I'm saying that kids gonna be kids, but I'm saying we can't condone it and think it's
definitely
cute.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
definitely.
ain't no way. Again, another example. Ain't no way I'm getting my son no hotel room.
at all.
Just
At
because
all.
just because I know he having
I'm
sex.
sorry. No.
Oh, I know he gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I go get him
That's
hotel
just like
room.
saying you smoking weed with him just because you know.
And I'm not
smoking.
But there are parents
right.
that
or
they
drinking
drink
with
with
them
them.
and going out with them.
So now you see what I'm saying.
No.
So it's
you
not
was
that we don't.
go
It's
to a
not
bar.
that I think my kid is not gonna do these things because I know because I was doing them.
I can see if
But-
it's a family function, but it's different. No, you're not about to go hang out with me on homegirls. No. And smoke weed in front of me? Like what? No. I'm sorry.
So you see what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, I definitely
And
see
even
what you're
with
saying.
the dress, like I ain't gonna act like I wasn't, rolling some stuff up, showing a little more extra skin, but I
Yeah.
wasn't leaving my mom and daddy house like that. I had enough respect to hide it a little bit.
Okay, so you said you're a single mom. You grew up in a 2-family household then.
I did.
So it's kind of totally different for you in raising your children by themselves because now you have to watch that in them 24 hours.
But I still get it done.
Okay.
Like I think a lot of people say, oh, because I gotta work and pay these bills, like I can't parent my kid. Like I still some of my friends think I parent my kids too tough.
Yeah.
They think I'm still like I really do kind of parent my kids like how I was brought up because I think a lot of our new generation kids are missing some of those foundational tools that we had.
So what are some of those tools you think that our kids are missing that we were kind of brought up on?
The main one is like I never thought my parents was my friend.
Definitely.
Like I can have conversations to a certain extent about stuff with my parents, but like you said, I just started like having a drink with my mama.
Okay.
I just started cussing a little bit around my mama. Even certain words, she be looking like, girl, hold on, you're getting a little too comfortable.
I'm not that comfortable yet.
So, and that's what I'm saying. But these kids nowadays, they have too much freedom to do certain things. Yeah. And I do think it's driven by social media because certain things are trending. And so those are the things that I try to instill in my boys.
I think that's the thing is that when people have children, they don't want to be so alone that they are bringing these kids up as their friends. So you see these little 3 and 4-year-old girls with the little crop top shirt. How you got a 3-year-old with a crop top shirt on and a mini skirt?
Like that the 3-year-old that mama put the wig on her head to go to the preschool.
So I'm like, that don't even make sense. But I think they are raising these kids up so they are their friends, you know what I mean? And they're trying to be likable to their kids, but that's not parenting. And then letting the kids do whatever they want to do, saying whatever they want to say, like at some point you got to have some boundaries.
The back and forth.
I ain't going back and forth with you.
I was scared to go back and forth with my mama. That one look, baby, you better go shut up in that room.
How many of us got that effect on our kids though?
Oh, me.
You got because sometimes
get my baby that look, they be like, I'm just gonna go sit down. And that's how I am with my mom. Like
a lot of people don't got that look.
They don't.
I don't think I got that look. I mean, I got to start raising my voice.
Even if so, like my I'm so happy that my kids don't do half, a quarter of the things that I've done. So I am happy about that. But at the same time, they still don't do the things that I really would want them to do. You know what I mean? As far as cleaning up without me having to tell you to clean up. Because why are we still talking about this? And we've been talking about this since we was 5 and 6. Like, ma'am, y'all older now. Why are we still talking about the same things?
But then when they have company, baby, my house is spotless. I be coming in like, oh, it smell like pasta.
Somebody here.
Oh, I got company coming over. Oh, really?
Oh. So Marla say it's different because our parents were more at home.
See, told you. I just told you that.
I
agree. I think they were more at home.
But look, now we work way more.
We work way more. We
don't
don't just sit home. We ain't no stay-at-home parents. They work, but not like us.
I don't think it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 no more. We working 10 and 12 hours.
Girl, and I'm working 9 every day.
I don't know. When my parents wasn't at home, I still knew what the rules was. Like the rules was the rules, whether they was there or not.
Mm. You still had a parent at home, right? One was still there, right?
Did they both go to work
single.
At the same
time? We got a single parent household. So just like you right here, where they at?
They at home.
Right. So you saying they weren't my mom was basically at home. She worked, but she was at home.
So you saying
they were more at home.
So you saying because you go to work, you can't parent your kids?
No, not that. Saying that we can't be there to how can I put this? We can't be there to every step of the way tell them everything to see what
You're
they
not
doing. Just
supposed-
like
you're
not supposed to.
but
You're not.
if you parent them correctly,
And I understand what you're
then
saying.
whether you're present
But it's
or
still
not,
different.
they should.
It's still different from the old age.
I
I
mean,
understand.
It's definitely different, but
Yeah.
I want to understand why do we feel
Oh,
like it
I don't
has
know
to
why.
be different.
It doesn't have to be, but
And
it
Marlon
is.
is saying because the parents were more at home.
They
than
were
we are
more at
now.
home. To
I
me,
just think that we are more relaxed as parents.
We are way
more
too relaxed.
And you know why? We don't want them dang on kids to starve in our peace. We already
And that's what it is. We so worried about.
already trying to get a piece of
We
mind.
so worried
Them
about
kids
our
gonna kill
peace.
us.
You right.
We
about
We
worried
that.
like,
about
you know
our-
what, baby? Just
Gone.
blow the house up. I don't care.
Just go ahead and do
Go
what you
ahead,
got
knock
to do.
down all the
And that-
toys. Mommy going in the room.
And that's a shame, but I agree. I think we too worried about our peace.
I think so too.
We too worried about our life.
And then
think
you
so.
know what? Not only that, we got to worry about our kids because guess what? These kids be more stressed and depressed than us, and we don't want them. And they be no, but they are.
But why?
They be
Because
more
they
stressed.
ain't
And you know
being
what?
parented.
Guess
But
what?
they ain't outside.
These kids go
neither.
crazy over Wi-Fi.
because
Just
they're
imagine.
because
I know
they're-
kids in counseling if you didn't have
I don't
Wi-Fi.
because they aren't being
I don't think
parented.
it's the parenting.
Girl,
It's something in the water.
It's something
It's something
going
in the
on.
water
It's
too. But
something
if
in the
all your
water.
kids know is Wi-Fi, yeah, when the Wi-Fi go down, they gonna go off the hook.
Girl, my
If
baby's 6, and he be like, "Mom, did you pay the Wi-Fi bill?" Homeboy, do you got a job?
But that's because all they know. And my mama had to tell me this, and so I started doing a little bit more of this because my kids were on the tablet. So now I try to break that up where we might play a board game.
Yeah.
Like my kids know about board games, and they
Yeah.
actually love when we do
Girl,
them.
not my little baby.
But-
That phone go
but
dead, he going
again-
crazy.
But again, I think that's because we think that we gotta be what is popping right now.
I don't
Yeah.
even think it's just we, because guess what? You
I
take
don't
your
think it's
kid to the
just a
park,
fighter.
drive-by shooting. Kids want to fight each other.
At the
You
freaking
trying to protect your
splash
kids. You know
pad.
what I'm saying?
Kids
Kids
was fighting
don't raise, people
kids
don't
was
raise
fighting
each
it.
other, but they not raising their kids right. These kids is different. They trying to kill you, baby. It was just a fist fight back then.
So again, you proving my point.
The
We
way
are
they being
not
raised, they're
parenting.
exactly. But I'm saying, why would I want to take my kid there? Hey, go home, play with that little. You trying to basically make sure they're safe. And I understand what you're saying. These kids do need to get out. At the same time, we still worried about, hey, my baby go to that park. I might not
So
see.
then if you don't never put them out, then once they get out, like you said,
Yeah.
when you ain't already there, now they don't know. how to handle it. Because I will say I struggle with that with my oldest. Like my oldest was very coddled. And so when it got to the point where I can no longer coddle you because now you are a young
older,
man.
yes.
And
I'm struggling
can't
with that with
really
my
tell
daughter.
you-
I'm struggling with that.
I can't really tell you that I don't want you to go. I have conversations with him all the time. Why you don't want me to go? I said, son, it's really not that I don't want you to go. I'm going to just be honest. It's because I coddled you and your head ain't on a swivel.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to pay attention to your surroundings. You just, even when he started driving, you just excited about driving, but your
Yes.
head ain't on the
Yeah,
swivel.
at
You
all.
don't know
That's
what's
right. Yes,
happening
yes.
around
That's
you.
her right
Yes,
now.
yes.
I'm like, girl,
And
you
I
about
think
to
that
tear
was,
my
and
car.
that was the thing again that we were taught. Like we were
Mhm.
taught how to handle these things, and all we teaching our kids now is how to do what's popular, what's on TikTok, what's
It's
on.
social media. It's social media.
I don't even think at the same time we were taught it. We were in the environment.
We were in the environment
So it
also,
was different. So we learned it on our own.
but we also were able to be in that environment because it wasn't just at home, it was a collective. And now if I see your kid walking down the street doing something they ain't got no business, I'm scared to say something to your child
Because your mama
because-
want to pop off.
Yes,
But back in the day, it was like,
yes,
hey, whip her
yes,
butt, get her
yes.
together.
or
You
at-
know, you don't have
at
that. But me and my
school.
family, we got that with each other kids. Hey, you don't talk to your mama like that. Who you like? That's
And
how
that's
we
how it's
are.
supposed to
Yeah.
be. Even with the schools, like
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
schools don't even. As soon as I meet the teacher, I'm like, listen, I ain't that mama. As long as you ain't coming straight out of pocket, disrespectful, putting your
Right.
hands on my kid, like
Right.
if he out of pocket,
Right.
Get them
check 'em.
together.
because
Yeah.
listen here, I'm at work,
Yeah.
so don't be disturbing me. He in your care in these school hours, and so if he doing something or acting inappropriately, then you don't got to worry about me calling up here checking out on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of these teachers don't want to teach because you try to discipline these kids and tell them what to do. I
And
ain't
the
saying
mama
put your
coming
hands
up
on
here
it. The mama
trying-
come up there trying
trying
to
to
shoot
fight.
and fight you.
That's just like my child. My middle daughter is so quiet at home. So quiet. Mouse. You will not hear her. You will not see her. At school,
She be talking,
she
baby,
a
don't
whole
you?
nother different story. When that teacher told me, like, yeah, she's very social. I said, who? Not this one. She said, yes, she is. And then I had to observe her for myself
Yeah.
because in the house she is quiet. She's reserved. She's to herself. But when
she
she's
get with her
around,
people and
some
her-
you will be like, oh, you the ringleader in a lot of stuff. Okay, I see you, sis. So I gotta really pay attention to
You
you.
got- And so, and I got, it's so funny. My middle baby is like that too. And my middle baby is the one that I know he gonna be the sneakiest. He gonna be the sneakiest.
So?
He definitely, because he's the athlete. He a
That's
4.0 student. He do stuff at home. Like I very rarely have to like yell or scream at him for him to do his chores. Like he's very thorough. But now that he's getting older, I see where I'm gonna have to like. He feel like you shouldn't say nothing to him because he doing everything right. So even when he do something wrong, he be looking like, why you saying something? You know I didn't did it. So I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Okay.
So I think you got to know your kids too.
You definitely do.
Like we got to pay attention to our kids.
I definitely do. You know, you be like, hey, you the shy one, but you sneaky. Yeah. Like you know your kids.
You gotta know your kids. Yeah. But I think that we, like I said, I don't even think it's the work thing. I just think that our generation of parents is so busy still trying to focus on ourselves that, and I understand that you want to be better. You want to focus on yourself. You got aspirations. And I'm not at all saying that you should throw that to the wayside. But at some point, your kids didn't ask to be here. So we have to set them up for success. Yeah. And I think that's where we lack it. And I know I wish my girl Jen was here because I know she'll pop in and say right now it's because of that social media. Because a lot of it is social media.
And then like when you have a kid, like you don't know how to be a mother. You're learning. You're learning as you have that baby. You're learning every step of the way with them.
Especially if there's nobody there to sit down and show
it's on the one
and it's
show you. You know, but
and it's no rule book.
There's no rule book.
It's no rule book, but at the same time, show
me
what's
right
helped you. Tell me about postpartum, even if you're not for sure about
because I never knew nothing about postpartum.
Tell me what you felt. My friend, she just had a baby, and she literally texted me like, "Why you didn't tell me about these baby blues?" I said, "I'm so sorry. How are you feeling?" Yeah. Because I have 3 children. This is your first child, so you going through a rush of emotion, a rush of hormones that you've never felt before, and I was there.
And then people make fun of that.
If people do,
they don't think that's real. They don't think it's real.
They think you going crazy. They think you bipolar, and it's like, no, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what
it's so funny.
I don't know what's
my
going
kid's
on.
dad, after our oldest he'll be 20 in February, and just a couple months ago, he kind of low key apologized, like, I really thought you was just out your mind. Like I didn't really understand what postpartum. Like he really thought like I would just be like spazzing all the time. Like,
but we didn't know. All experienced and didn't even know
we didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know at all. I know. I definitely didn't.
I think I was because when I had my baby, like I had her earlier at 34 weeks, so she was 3 pounds 8 ounces. So imagine you leaving a hospital and not her. That tore me up.
Oh my goodness, that happened with me with my last one. I was crying walking to the car.
Girl, I cried leaving out to the girl. I cried walking every step of the way.
Literally, and crying going to see her. Like, why I gotta go to the hospital to see my baby? You know? But we live and we learn, and we just have to take the advice that we know and pass it on, because that's the thing. We haven't been taught, and we not teaching.
Right.
I think that's the biggest lesson of all, is that even though our parents may have been young teenagers having children, and they might didn't know, their parent didn't help them because they were even younger.
And we just passing that.
And we just passing along. It's generational curses are amongst a plethora of things. It don't just have to be bad management with money, organization.
Right.
It's so many things that can happen, but all we can do is take what we know what's best and keep passing that along.
Definitely.
So do we think we doing that? As far as our children are concerned?
Well, as far as social media, no, but some parents are.
So do you think it should be an age limit on social media? Like, to be honest, my kids just got social media.
I don't think kids.
You know what? I thought my kids didn't, but they snuck and had it behind my back. I thought
and just like we get those spams, the kids are getting it.
And then I also want for my parents that may be on the line, y'all can lock them phones down.
Definitely.
Like,
put age restrictions.
So that's
I do it for my son.
That's what I'm.
And so a lot of parents don't do that. Like I be telling people all the time, like they know I turns my Wi-Fi off, baby. I controls everything from my phone. I shut it down.
Now I do try to make it that they don't think that I'm just this overbearing mom. That I do trust my kids, but sometimes, hey, let me see that phone.
Oh yeah, you definitely doing a phone check.
I don't try to be that mom that I want them to know I do trust you, but let me see what's going on.
But do a phone. Do I do a phone check?
I have a. You said you're not trying to seem like you're an overbearing mom, but what if you are? So what? You the parent.
I am the parent.
So,
but I don't want my kids to feel like they got to sneak and do everything behind my back.
And you think they gonna do? So what's overbearing?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I've been told I was overbearing.
Really?
Oh, I don't play no games.
and that's a parent. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a parent who cares.
Yeah, that cares.
Because if you don't
want
care about your child, you're gonna let them.
But
do
what's
whatever.
funny is my immediate peers say I'm overbearing. My mama say I need to crack the whip a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. What's too much overbearing?
I think it's
like for instance, up until even right now, but just up until probably last year, my house, and my friends will always talk about me if they was on the line right now. My house is shut down at 8:00. Period.
Okay. I'm teaching my daughter that. I understand she's 18. She just graduated.
And my house,
it's a rule. You're not supposed to be
my
on
house
your
has
lady
always been. And when I'm talking about shut down, I'm talking about lights out, TV, like it's down.
Really?
And yes, honestly. And even when I stay with my kids there, like that was one thing our house was shut down at 8:00, whether we wanted to have our time or whether I just want to zen out. Like my kids, it's so much so that if we would be out in the summer, would there people be like, where your kids at? My kids was to be somewhere asleep. They was that programmed to have a bedtime.
During school, my kids was programmed at 9, and I got to get that back because baby.
And now I have gotten a little bit lax with that as they have gotten older because I did try to 8:00 is a little a little bit older, double digits. So I did push it like last year. I gave them like 9:30. I ain't went to 10 yet. Okay. I think 10 is too late. We got to be up at 6:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
you got to start getting ready for school.
So if your kids can show you that they can still stay up and get ready, then what?
Then I would let them, because I did that for my middle schooler.
Okay.
So I did let him know. Now, not all night, but I'll let you get to like the 10:30 range. Yeah. But the minute I got to get up the next morning, I got to be yelling, cussing, and blowing the house down, because I don't want to send you to school like that. And then you got I tell them, you got these phones, like you know what time we got to be at the house.
Screaming at y'all just say, "Girl, we don't right."
But my friends thought that I was crazy. Like they thought that I was being overbearing by having that.
By you shutting your house down at 8:00, that give you a peace of mind. That give them kids time to unwind and relax without hearing that stuff, because it's a lot. Your brain take a long time
because you ain't going right to sleep at 8:00.
Going right to sleep. You might not fall asleep till 8:45, 9:00. Especially if you just laying in the bed, you still might not fall right to sleep.
And they say that going to sleep with them phones right planted to your face is not healthy.
No, I don't think it is either. Because girl, I'd be like, I don't even watch TV. Girl, I'm getting addicted to TikTok now because of y'all. Because
and that's bad. They say because I'm the same way.
You wake up scrolling, you go to bed
scrolling.
I try my best not to, because it is addictive. As soon as you pick up the phone, the first thing, especially if you have your notifications on your social media,
and I don't know more.
So if you have a Facebook notification on, an Instagram, a Snapchat, a TikTok, you're gonna click on each one of those notifications. Definitely. And then before you know it, you're scrolling. I just
took off the notification for TikTok because I just made the page. It's I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting addicted.
It's too much.
Think when I say like foundational stuff, I think those are the things that I would like to see us get back to. Like I believe that kids should have bedtimes.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
One thing that I know my mom still pushes on me that will probably never happen, and it's just because I don't really like the kitchen. But my mom hates that I don't cook breakfast. Like that's one thing that she did. Like
I'm not cooking no breakfast.
I'm not cooking no breakfast.
Oh, not on school days. Oh, school days. I got time. I get up at 4 a.m. What the world?
But yeah, and then even like dinner. Like sometimes, like I'm not like cooking dinner every night. Like I don't cook. So things like that. But
as long as you got food in the house,
do you cook dinner?
You,
girl.
Nah,
I do try to get a little bit better when school starts. But honey, she don't like no kitchen. She don't like no kitchen. I don't like no kitchen, baby.
Girl, my kids will just sit there when I start cooking every night. Or rambling through the food. So I gotta cook I
do try to cook stuff. I do because I don't like the kitchen. I do try to cook things that I know will last a couple days.
I try to cook things that I know they're going to eat. Definitely. I cannot stand on wasting food. Food is too high.
It's too
and I don't get a bridge card.
Too expensive.
Listen, because I don't need that, and it's very high. But yeah, that's one of the things that she fussed at me about, and that's one of the things that I just could never. That, and then I don't really have homework time in my house.
I don't either.
Now the homework gonna get done, but
do your kids have homework? Because mine never tell me they have homework, but the little one. Do y'all high schoolers have homework?
Are you going through their backpack? See, my high schooler, I don't have to work. I don't have to
claim everything is on a computer.
It is, but I don't have to worry about my high schooler because she's on top of it. It's my middle schooler in my elementary school.
So they don't get
See, that's what
homework.
I said. My elementary, my high schoolers, they always say they don't have homework.
They
And I
don't
be
get
like,
homework
why?
as much as we do, and my middle schooler does do the majority of his work at school.
Okay.
And that's what they'll say too.
Yep.
So
They
and
did
he
it at
does
school.
So, like,
because they
already.
also know I'm a checker. Like, so I know before you get home what you got to do, really. And I love that about the school that they
I love
go
that they
to.
send
Yep.
me
The
emails.
portals.
about stuff
I be
that's
on that
not-
dojo,
yeah,
and then we use Power School, so I already know what's shaking and baking,
Yep.
baby. I already know what's shaking.
Because why is this missing? Why is it an eye right here though?
Right. And they
why?
hate that before they can even.
Definitely,
I don't
do.
even gotta wait. I'm already on there.
Hey, Shayna girl.
Yeah.
So again, just I think those are things that we need to put back, because if we focus a little bit more on that, then I feel like they won't have so much time to focus on things that don't necessarily matter right now.
Yeah.
And then you know what? I think our parents handle things a lot more different than us.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we just be. I don't know why we be so stressed out
or tired.
Oh my god!
I think we be tired. My mama
tired.
I gotta
take a nap.
She be like,
she
like, you always talk about you tired.
I am always tired, y'all.
So
my
that
energy level
is
so
gone.
low.
Mine is gone.
That is the food thing too.
And I heard
that is
we're
the
not
food
eating the right
and
food.
the diet.
But how do we have time to eat healthy all the time? Tell me how.
That's too
Please tell me.
expensive.
But
I
not
can't.
even healthy. I think it's balanced meals. If you really think about it, because my mama hate when I
So
say
what
I'm
is a
tired.
balanced meal?
So a balanced meal is your protein, your starch,
Okay.
your vegetables. So like your rice,
and I have all three.
And you still,
why am I still tired?
I mean, and the food ain't the best. We know it's like
the food ain't what it used to be.
The food ain't. I do think it's the food,
I
because
I think said it is I need to change my
and then
vitamins or something.
Are you eating 3 times a day?
I'm not.
So that can also be it too, because technically, you're supposed to have your breakfast, lunch,
I
and
be
dinner,
too
and we don't
full.
be
Like,
having.
I be so tired.
Especially breakfast. Like you might can skip your lunch, but like you really should have. I found I
try to eat me some breakfast
when you have breakfast,
even if it's
kinda,
not a tuna package, some crackers, some fruit, some water, stuff like that. But I still be tired. It don't matter.
Get your.
I don't
do
know
your
what
kids
it is.
eat though?
Do that, girl? They eat whatever they want.
Okay. And they have but they still have all the energy in the world.
I don't have no energy. Why?
I mean, they kids. You older, so you got to do.
Because I'm getting old. How you telling me I'm old?
Dang, that's what I'm like. Dang.
I mean, our bodies are. Because I take my
Maya.
vitamins. That drinking that water, like we got to do stuff a little bit different as our bodies are getting.
I think so too. We do. I don't drink
a
enough
lot
water.
of water.
I don't drink enough.
I drink a lot of water.
I've been trying to get more of my water
I
intake
drink a lot
up.
of water.
But vitamins are good. Like I take my one a days.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
I take my one a days because I know I don't eat right. I'm probably the worst eater ever in the world.
Definitely.
So I know that's part of my problem. I'm a snacker.
And my kids.
And I might get like one. I don't even know if I eat one full meal a day.
Me. As long as if I can do a smoothie in the morning for breakfast, that'll hold me over. And I won't eat lunch. I snack through lunch. Dinner time, I'm picking off whatever is whatever.
But see, then that's
especially
good. So now we not taking care of ourselves. So then now we can't be what we need to be for them. So this is all
our minds is clogged up. We ain't got no energy.
You tired.
We tired.
And don't get me wrong, I do think that we do a lot. Like I definitely think that we do a lot, but I just, especially with and again, I always tell people I'm not the most political person in the world, so I'm not getting ready to run down where I think the world gonna be in X number of years. But I do think that we need to focus more on our children, because everything is very much uncertain right now as it relates to the world. So we just want to make sure that we're equipping them enough to be able to handle whatever the world may look like in the next couple of years. And it's so much more than the artificial things that they're focusing on.
So you had sent us a message of a little girl that had weave in her hair. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a mess.
How old was she?
I think she was. She was like
She was probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah,
she was young.
Oh,
she was
young.
young.
Oh, it was a vibe.
It's so many. It's so many of them. But they are thinking that is cute and appropriate.
They think it's okay.
And it's not. A little girl can still look super cute with little kid hairstyles. Ain't nothing wrong with some pigtails and some balls. Ain't nothing wrong with some French braids and some beads. Like your daughter don't gotta have that. And she would. I don't understand.
I think it was more for social media.
And that's my point.
It's to
the kids are.
Yeah.
So it's exactly. So it's not even the kids that really want these things. It's the parents. And then you're not. And then you think about it. We hear about how so many child stars end up out of their mind.
Yeah.
And that's because their parents put all of that pressure on them where they couldn't be children.
Mm-hmm.
So then they got stressed out.
And that's
They was
something
on
I try not
drugs.
to do. Put a lot of pressure. Like I said, these kids be so feeling like we're putting so much pressure on them. Like they, they being pressured to get good grades in school. So you got to think about that. They're pressured to do good in sports. They're pressured to do all these chores at home. They think they have so much pressure, but to us, it wasn't pressure. It was just like my mama said, get it the freak done.
I think these kids are soft. I'm sorry.
They very soft.
They soft
They're
because with
very
all
soft.
this AI and all this cheating going on, how you still getting F's? Because
All
let
the
me tell
phones,
you,
y'all find a way to cheat.
because it don't even make no sense that your homework is on the computer. You going to Google Classroom to do this homework. You telling me you can't copy and paste?
They
And
don't
get
they
a
ain't even
C?
thinking, they ain't thinking that far ahead. That's what I'm saying.
They in school doing TikToks.
They doing. I rest my.
A whole bunch of nothing.
And then, just like we
With the
talked about,
teacher.
like
With
I
the
was
teacher,
just
you
about to
ain't
bring it up, 'cause
lying.
we talked about that last
With the
week.
doggone teacher.
With the teacher.
So,
Taking
like,
down his hair.
Girl.
So now y'all see where I'm going with it. Like, we doing so many things for likes,
Yeah.
for giggles.
It's social media.
for
We
fun.
even trapped up. We
are
up.
trapped
we are
up.
trapped up in social media too, because
If social
just-
media crash, baby.
what
But-
you gonna do? Because
and
just
what-
20 years ago, we wasn't doing all this.
But we gotta parent that.
doing all
You
this.
gotta put some guardrails around it. It's not going away.
It's not.
It's
It's
not.
It's not, even like you said, even for you, you knew that you need to turn them notifications off. You had
Yeah.
to put some guardrails
Yes.
around it. So if you got to put guardrails around it for you as an adult, why do we think we don't have to put some guardrails
We
around
can
it with our
try
children?
to do it, but guess what? As soon as we go to work or something like that, ain't no saying they gonna go back to not do it.
And again, that's because you had to fear your parents had to fear God in you.
That's because
They put fear of God in me, but sometimes it was I still
But
get my
you
little
might have
thing on the
still-
side.
I am not saying that these kids are not gonna sneak,
Yeah.
but these kids don't got. I know my kids don't. I ain't gonna tell you no tell.
Mhm.
They don't
say
got.
something there, but they'd probably be like, yeah.
They don't got the
You know,
fear. Like, we
they
might
don't,
still
they
do
don't.
it, but we really be in the back of
But
our
you
mind
be
thinking, like, if I
we
get
were more
caught.
cautious with things that we did. At least we were
thought about
smart.
it, yeah.
And had some
and we knew
critical
the
thinking going on,
consequences.
because if I do this,
This
I
is
gotta
the-
figure out how I can say I was here without
Yes.
saying I was looking
Yes.
like I was here.
Yes.
So these kids are stupid. I'm
And this-
sorry, they stupid, they soft, and they don't even know how to think.
But because they
They
don't have
friends
to.
can't even think.
But do they have to though?
they
If I know my mama ain't
you
gonna do,
right, you
if
right,
I know my mama
you
ain't
right,
about to check me up,
you're right,
then why I gotta think about what lie I'm getting ready to tell?
because it don't.
Now I don't even know how to lie, because I don't really gotta lie, and
Yeah.
because my mama think it's cute.
Yeah.
I can just go to my mama like, hey, I'm about to go over Bob's house real quick. Yeah, his parents gone. And mama
I
like,
never understood that.
Me neither.
How are you letting your kid go somewhere?
How?
And they said the parents ain't there.
The 16-year-old. I need to
How?
say hi to the parent. Can I say hi?
Can I speak to the mama?
Can I see?
Can I call the mama?
What's going on?
another example. My son had to been 16, 17. Want to go to a hotel party. Okay, cool. I'll take you to a hotel party. I pull up. He hopped out the car. I said, well, wait a minute. What you got come? Oh, no, baby.
We
That
got
ain't
to
what
see
we
what's
doing.
going on.
So I get in, knock on the door. Little girl, again, come to the door. They don't even got no respect. See, this is why I get angry. Even if I'm sneaking, I got enough respect that when I see somebody's mama, I'ma wrap up and
Yes.
just try to look like, baby girl had on her pink little shorts. I said, is it a parent here? Where's the parent? So she said, my sister is next door. She is, I think the sister was older. So I knocked on the door. Child, the sister y'all look the
Just
same
as
age.
young
I
as-
said, oh no, honey, you won't be staying here. Girl, he had a whole,
I know he
he
had,
had a whole
attitude.
thing. That's what I'm talking about. You don't let me do nothing. And again, here I go. I said, you'll be done caught a case up in there.
Literally. Because what are they doing?
What are they doing? And the fact that they didn't even have enough respect when they
To
saw that I was
even,
your
yes,
mama
to
to
be
try to
like-
hide.
Or tell the sister to come over. Like she just
Like
went to
the
the vending
mama
machine
here,
or
just
something.
come over here real quick.
Yeah.
Again,
Girl,
because
they don't
And what
care.
was the sister in her room doing?
probably had
Another
Billy
man
Bob.
in her room.
Exactly.
Oh,
Doing
her
what she
little
want to
thing
do. She
going
not
on.
watching them. I just got you the room.
I just
you
got
do
you
what
the
you want to
room.
do. I'm
I'ma
next
do-
door if you need me, but don't knock on this
but
door.
knock on this door because I'm over here
trying
to do what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So it's no respect.
And that's what I'm saying. It's no respect.
respect.
So again, in my day, because I did have a hotel party at one point, but if I knew the parents were showing up, we got to straighten up and fly
I
mama
right
never had a
real quick.
hotel party. My mom was like,
My mama
no.
would've
I
never.
had one. My mama was there, but she dipped off, came back. So we were still able to, have some fun, we and stuff like that. But we knew that if if I knew if one of my homegirls was about to get dropped off, their parent was coming up, so we got to look like, we ain't nothing really going on. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't really.
Yeah.
But they ain't doing that now. Just you.
They probably rolling up. Why you coming? Your mama here. You want to hit this?
You want to hit?
Like, what in the world is going on?
So that's what I'm saying.
How do kids even buy weed? Like, they make it so accessible for
everything
these kids
is
to
accessible.
do
I don't think
they buy breeze.
Yep.
They buy weed.
And
they buy liquor.
And all that stuff is
I
so
never
bad
was the one
for
to
them.
be like, hey, can you buy me some liquor? No, I cannot.
I don't hear that no more, though.
Yes, I've seen little kids do
You
that.
hear it? Oh,
yes.
I don't hear it.
I've never heard it, but they get it.
They get it.
They definitely get it.
Because all the kids at school
and that
in high school, they all vape.
And they all vape.
Even in the middle school. Even
I was
in the middle school.
Even in the elementary school.
No.
My fourth grader last year, Jacob, would come home and he'd be like, Mama, I saw him in the bathroom.
Oh my goodness.
They was vaping.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, I'm the mama. I'd be mad when they see if I got a little something.
Definitely. I don't do anything in front of my children.
I try to keep it as like really behind.
I'm putting it in the cup.
And so, I mean, they did call me slipping a couple times, but for the most part, like I don't let them see me do certain things because again, I don't want you
to think it's okay. But at the same time, you the parent, how can you say it's not okay and lecture your kids and say you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that?
But then you tell them why.
So you explain that you're stressed out and this is what's calming your nerves. What if they turn around and say, I'm stressed out and I need something to calm my nerves?
What you know about stress? No, but then we don't have a conversation. What you know about stress?
Right. Because what's stress? But
I asked my daughter that once, like,
what's stress?
But you know what stress to kids is peer pressure. Just think about when you was in high school. That was stressful. Trying to be around these people and act a different way. That is stressful. I could think about when I was in high school. That was stressful. Being around different. Everybody is clicked up, and you feel like an outsider a little bit because you don't dress this way and you don't do this. So
but then also having that conversation about how to manage the stress, knowing yourself, and just even with the smoking thing, like this ain't gonna really cure you.
It's not.
So you gotta
it's gonna make you feel good for a minute.
You gotta have that real conversation, even the sex conversation, like because you know they gonna have sex. So I'm not here to tell you
and that's
not to have
a hard conversation with your kids.
It's so hard for me.
Still have yet.
You haven't.
I'll say little stuff like, "Hope you use the protection."
And you know what I say. Especially when I don't know where your mouth been.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
And I had to
listen here. I say that too.
I had to have a conversation with that.
Don't bring no babies home.
And so we had to don't bring the baby home conversation. I told him if she pulled her panties down and anything aroma come up, then you exit stage left real quick because she ain't clean.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to have the real conversation. Sex comes with a lot of responsibility. It's not just sex. It's the emotional part about it. Like I done had that for. We have to be
part you're not thinking about.
Right. And it's a way. I think people be like, well, if you come at it like that, then you're gonna make them feel like sex is wrong and that they shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you shouldn't be having sex at this age. Now it's quite possible that you will.
So what age do you think you should have sex?
I honestly definitely
I'm gonna stay off this topic.
Is it an age?
I don't know that it's an age. I think that if you are not able, number one, these folks can't take care of their body. If you ain't at a stage where you can properly clean yourself, then you don't need to be talking about having sex with nobody. If you can't have a conversation with me about what sex is in terms of like diseases, like if you're not educated on something, you just shouldn't be doing it.
And do they even have health classes anymore?
They don't.
They go into depth
they
anymore.
Don't.
Like the 80s, how they had the banana and putting the condom on, and I don't think
they
doing all of that.
I had a sex class when I was younger, and it was just like you be like, oh my God, but they need it.
They need it, and you have to educate
them.
But
I can understand why these teachers don't even want to teach them.
This is
why you think they don't want to teach them.
These little nasty kids probably don't educate him.
And so again, I think from I never had a conversation with either of my parents about sex, honestly.
I haven't either with my parent, never.
I think when I finally told my mom the age I was when I actually really lost my virginity, like she was totally flabbergasted.
What age were you?
See, you're not doing. We're not doing nothing.
Younger than she thought I was.
We not doing. The kids not doing half the stuff we did.
Younger
That's
than I
all
thought
I
it was.
can say.
However,
That's all I
I
can
was
say.
responsible.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah,
knew what I
definitely.
needed to
Yeah.
do once I decided that I
Girl,
wanted.
the first time I had sex, you know your cherry bus. I knew nothing about a cherry. I thought I was pregnant.
you was like, you the.
I cried. I called my best friend like, I'm pregnant. She like, girl,
Yep.
you
So
not
see,
pregnant.
not an age, but where their mental space is at. Like you have to be able to mentally handle that.
You do, and I wasn't mentally ready. I was scared. It scarred me. I never wanted to have sex again.
And I
And
good thing.
4 kids later.
And to be honest, after my first time, I went a very, very, very
I
long
did too.
time before I did
too.
it again
I
because
did
I was
too.
like, "Is this what
I
people
was
doing?"
scared.
Like, and
It wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
that was
It was
me.
not
It was
what
not,
I thought it was.
I was not impressed.
I was not
like,
impressed. I think because we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to do." I said, "This is what all the hype is about, honey. This is
This hurt. No, this ain't
it hurt and it hurt and it wasn't good."
It
so I was
yeah,
like,
it wasn't.
"This ain't. I'm
yeah.
risking my life for this." Oh no, sir. I just go back.
Yes.
So at the same time, you saying like you have to be mentally ready to have sex.
But you don't think about that when you
You
about to
don't
have
think
sex.
about
You ain't thinking about no mental. You
You're
know,
not.
you just going off your emotions and your
But
little
you-
feelings with your little boyfriend.
You're not,
You're
but
not.
You just doing what everybody
you
else
just
is doing.
what everybody else doing.
And you should
everybody
have-
He
else
told
talking
you
about
to. You
doing.
peer pressured.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying if your child was to come to you,
Yeah, if your child.
because
yeah.
what I'm hearing now, or what I see a lot of things happening now, is when the child comes, our definition of parenting and preparing is let me go get you some birth control. Let me go get you some
Definitely.
condoms.
Definitely.
We're not parenting the conversation. Yeah. If you
And
come
I
into me,
understand it's tough.
if you come into me 9 times out of 10, number one, either you done already did it,
Yeah.
or you're about to go
You're
do
about
it.
to do it.
You're about to go do it.
Yeah.
So okay, but I need to have more of a conversation than let me run to the store and get you some condoms.
Yeah.
Let me run to the doctor's office and get you on this birth control.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a conversation so that I can prepare you for what you've already made up your mind you about to do. Because I'm not naive to think that you're not going to
that
do
you're never
it.
going to do it.
But also don't think that I'm condoning it because it's
At all.
wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're young and you should not be doing it.
At all.
Mhm.
However, let's have the conversation.
And I ain't
Yeah.
about to be that cool mama like,
And-
go ahead, girl.
And I'm not about to be dropping
no,
you off.
I'm not about to be dropping you off to no boy house. Can't no, my son
That
asked
is
me
crazy.
to spend a night over
Child.
at
That
a
is
friend's house
wild.
and said the mama said it was okay.
Girl, a little
Mhm.
girl,
Ooh,
a little girl got dropped
mama.
off at my house.
How old?
Mine too.
She was like 17.
Mama
I-
never
I
called
said-
me. Mama never came.
I told my
in.
son, I said,
I
you can
said-
politely take her to the porch. I said, you sit on the porch with her
Definitely.
and wait until the ride comes back.
Girl.
Or they could just sit outside and
I let them sit in the
Or
kitchen
you can sit
or in the living
outside.
room.
because
'Cause
no. Yeah.
I know, and I'm watching.
But because then I'm wondering, like, do you like what
that
they
probably
know about
wasn't
the-
even her parent though.
Do your parent really know you
That
here?
probably
Probably
wasn't her
not.
parent.
And with
But no,
again,
or because sometimes they don't even care.
They don't care.
again
They
in
don't
the
care.
in the society that you in, to be honest, and I hate to say it, to be honest, I ain't even worried about the little girl. I'm trying to protect me and mine.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And he got mad at me. He was like, I said, listen here, I keep trying to tell you. We live in a different age. You got to protect yourself. You got to know what's happening.
Do he have that father figure in his life that is educated with the mental capacity to show him like, okay, this ain't what you really want to do.
It's on and off.
I asked my kids father that, like, have you ever had sex?
I
with
don't
my
think-
kids?
I don't
He
But
said he did.
just not the father, but like your brother, your uncle, somebody who was mentally,
I
you
don't
know,
think some people act like they scared. Like, don't be
a
scared.
lot of people
A lot of people
are.
act like
They,
they
I mean,
scared.
it ain't act. They are because that's
Yeah.
a tough conversation. That's just
It
something
is.
that you don't feel. Oh, come on,
Comfortable.
we about, that's nothing.
You
gotta
comfortable,
have it.
but you gotta
Would
have
you
it.
rather have that conversation, or you want to have the STD
Definitely have that
the
conversation,
baby
but
conversation?
it's still tough.
It's still hard.
It's still hard. It's still
Yeah.
hard.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah,
That was some
still
good
hard.
conversation we had today about parenting. So I think
Yeah.
my takeaway for me would be to just, because we are in different times, marry the old with the new. I just don't want us to think that we have to resort to what's popular, what's trending, and we can't take some of those foundational tools that our parents gave to us
Mhm.
and not give them to our kids because we're in a new day and age. Because I think some of that is what's missing.
Definitely,
What about you?
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
I just think that we definitely need to get back to the old ways because
So you saying old way is better?
Because this new style of parenting is just
it can be too
it's
gentle.
too much.
We're
It's a lot
very
of
gentle parenting.
It's a lot of gentle
very
parenting.
gentle
Nobody.
Who
But
made
I
that
think
up?
it's more about
I just think it's stupid.
caring about our kids'
I
feelings. I don't think our parents cared about our feelings back then.
They didn't.
no, they
didn't care
didn't.
about our
We
feelings.
care about
They
our kids'
didn't.
But
feelings.
you
And that's
again,
that's
and
another
that's the
thing. That's why they
thing.
stressed out
That's why they
because we
stressed
giving them
out.
options.
you
We
can
give
care
them
about their
options.
feelings and you can parent them. That's just like
Yeah.
we can have
You
a
can.
conversation, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be a parenting
You
conversation.
can.
Yeah. So
You can.
yeah,
So
there you have it.
thank y'all for joining us. Charlene, did you have fun with us today?
I did. Thank
We
you guys for
enjoyed
having
you.
me.
All right, come back and see us at any
We
time
podcast
Thank
on
you,
Wednesdays,
guys.
y'all.
at 7:00, Facebook and YouTube.
Good night.
Good night.